Cyclone MMA. Yo, yo, yo. I forgot how to do intros, dude. It's been like 2 years since I've started making videos, and I'm rough, dude, okay? And in these 2 years away, there's been a 145er wreaking havoc in the world of MMA. Ilia Topuria, dude. What are you doing? Can you just, like, chill out and stop defeating everyone's favorite fighter? You knock out Volkanovski, you kill him. You just put him to the edge of the cage and you knock him out, and he's stiff as a board, light as a feather. I know we saw Islam do that first, but like just seeing that happen by another 145er was rough, dude. And another like brash Conor McGregor type, just kind of like arrogant, confident. That happened, and it's like whatever. Volk's getting old, but he's got to fight Max Holloway now. And Max Holloway just knocked out Justin Gaethje, and Max Holloway's looking scary, and Ilia was in the crowd. He was looking kind of scared. Nah, he flattens Max Holloway too. Dude, he stood toe-to-toe with Josh Emmett. Just went 5 rounds beating the shit out of that dude. And then, you just beat Volkanovski. You beat Max Holloway. You beat 2 of the 3 greatest featherweights of all time. And, you think, okay, maybe Movzar next, maybe Diego next. What's next for Ilia Topuria? He says, peace, I'm out of here. What? Dude, this guy's lore is insane. It's just like, this guy was really patient, and his boxing's amazing. And apparently his ground game's amazing too, and we just don't get to see it that often. He doesn't need it. He just stands and bangs with these guys. Literally, the fight started against Max Holloway and just goes like, hey, right here. Points to the ground, middle of the cage, let's go. Max is like, fuck that, dude. Are you kidding me? You're scary. Your name's the Matador. I don't like that. Ilia Topuria, dude, wins the belt. Says, I don't need the belt. I'm going to 155. I'm chasing Islam Makhachev. What a savage. I'm not a huge fan of this guy because he beat all my favorite fighters, but that is a savage, savage move to just destroy everybody and be like, I'm bored. I'm going up. I guess he was having trouble making weight. Like, he made weight. Dude made weight drinking wine. What? It's just like his lore is growing, and it's really interesting. If he's able, he says he has a fight coming up, and you guys aren't going to believe it. I'm hoping this video comes out before the fight's announced, because if it's announced and this video comes out after, that's going to be a big bummer. But I think it'd be fun to kind of talk about who could those opponents be, and then talk about just this storyline of Ilia Topuria chasing down greatness, chasing down Islam Makhachev, trying to be a 2-division champ. And, like, if he's able to do all that, where does he go from there? So let's start at the beginning. He says we are not going to believe who his next fight is. And I'm trying to figure out who he could be talking about. One name came to mind. There's no water in that water bowl, so we're going to put that down. When he goes, you're never going to believe who I'm fighting next. A lot of people are like, oh my God, he's going to fight Islam. No, dude, that's like one of the most obvious things. The champion. Yeah, no, that's not a surprising thing. I mean, it's a little surprising. You'd think he'd have to fight one more time. To me, what's a surprising fight for him that we're not going to believe would be Conor McGregor. Now, do I believe Conor McGregor is going to fight Ilia Topuria? Probably not. It seems weird. Conor's got his own shit going on outside of the octagon. But imagine Conor McGregor comes back and fights Ilia Topuria. Just think about that from the UFC's perspective. They got their golden boy Conor back, actually in the octagon, actually fighting, versus their new star. I think right now it's like Alex Pereira is the #1 star, and then you have a tier below, which is like Ilia Topuria, Sean O'Malley. I don't even know who. Islam Makhachev, honestly. I feel like that's the tier below. But if you got McGregor versus Ilia beats McGregor, think about how huge Islam versus Ilia is going to be. It's a big fight anyways, but you get, the bump of beating Conor McGregor. It's pretty huge. And on the other side, if you're the UFC, if Conor McGregor is somehow able to beat Ilia Topuria, then you can give him a title shot and no one's going to blink an eye. They're going to be like, I don't really like when the Irish guy just gets a title shot for no reason, but like, this makes sense. He beat that monster. So that's one opportunity. That's one option. Conor McGregor. kind of a Hail Mary. Like, I don't see Conor coming back and fighting anytime soon, especially not a beast like Ilia Topuria. Like, he was talking about fighting Diego Sanchez. Ilia Topuria is no Diego Sanchez. Another option is Dustin Poirier. That would surprise a lot of people. It's a fight that it's like big balls play from Dustin. If Dustin wants to retire, he wants to do a retirement fight. Choosing Ilia Topuria as your dance partner for your retirement fight is a ballsy, ballsy, ballsy move. But that fight would be fireworks, dude. It's kind of the old guard versus the new guard. You got just two guys who can box their ass off, two black belts in jiu-jitsu. It's a good scrap, and it's a good way for Ilia to really feel at the 155-pound division. If he wins against Dustin, again, sir, go right into your title shot. Now, if Dustin's able to beat Ilia and ride off into the sunset, I'm going to cry tears of joy because I love Dustin Poirier, and I want the best for that boy. All right, so we got Conor as an option. We got Dustin as an option. What's another fight that we wouldn't really expect and we'd be super hyped about? Because, I used to doubt Ilia. I used to not doubt his abilities, but when he started saying, I'm going to win this next fight and I'm going to drop the belt and move up, I was like, bullshit, dude. You're going to see that championship paycheck and you're going to stay where you're at because being a champion is the most important thing in this sport. And I was wrong. He did exactly that. So, I don't remember how that related to what we were talking about at all. So we're just going to continue. I guess it had something to do with like me trusting him. So he says it's going to be a crazy fight. Full circle. We're back. We're back, guys. Maybe Charles Oliveira. Feel like Charles Oliveira is next for the title shot. Arman Sarukian lost his shot. It feels like Dana just wants to put Oliveira in that spot. So it feels like it's going to be Oliveira versus Islam next. But maybe it's a number one contender fight. Oliveira versus Ilia. Whoever wins that gets a title fight. That's a sick fight. I mean, Oliveira's getting knocked down in that fight. Oliveira gets knocked down in every single fight he's in. But, I'd like to see that fight take place on the ground too. Like, something's got to give there. I give Oliveira the edge on the ground. I give Ilia the edge on the feet. But Oliveira's dangerous on the feet too. It's a good scrap. Dude, every fight that you can give Ilia at 155 is an amazing fight. Anything in the top 5. You could do Arman. Arman was about to fight for the title. They don't want to give him that title shot anymore because he got injured and pulled out the day of. Was it day of? Day after? I forget. It might have been day of. I think it was day of. Arman versus Ilia, another great fight. That's one where it's like Arman's got to get that to the ground ASAP. And if he does, is he going to get submitted? Is he going to be able to control and hurt Ilia on the ground? Lots of great fights at lightweight, dude. Maybe it's just he goes and fights Islam, which, I mean, I wouldn't be too upset about either. That's an interesting fight too, because it's like, again, it's that you'd imagine Islam is way better on the ground, and I think Islam's coming a long ways on the feet, but you don't want to test it with a guy as quick as Ilia Topuria, a guy as quick and precise. It's just the way he strikes is so interesting, dude. He's like, he really, he puts the pressure on, and he's not just throwing and throwing and throwing. There's like it seems like the first round he really downloads information, and then second round he picks his spots, and he's a sniper. He reminds me of like 145 climbing the ranks, whoa, Jesus Christ, Mason, climbing the ranks contender Conor McGregor. He reminds me of that. He reminds me, like, he had a great run to the belt, and then he just starts knocking out the legends. I don't know, man. It's interesting. He's a really fascinating dude. I mean, I love to root against him, but I respect the hell out of the abilities. And I think he does great things for the UFC. Like, for a long time, you had these wrestlers just taking over the UFC. The Movsar Evloevs of the world, in a lot of these guys who just kind of, like, for lack of a better term, wrestle fuck. They grab a hold of you. They don't really do a ton of damage, and it's just not great for the product. Like, I understand you're trying to win a fight, do your thing, but seeing guys like this who win in spectacular fashion every time they go out there, and they're like, I'm gonna strike. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see, you know, the Alex Pereiras and the Ilia Topurias of the world succeeding. Just don't do it against Max. By the way, I have a friend Cody, and I don't know if Cody's watching this. I feel like he's not. If he is, he's with his son Little T. So, hey, Little T. Cody goes, what if he does the Max Holloway rematch at 155? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we've seen it. I feel like he's a guy who shoots for the stars. He's like, I've done that already. I don't want a rematch. He seems like a guy who doesn't really give a shit about rematches. Otherwise, they would have made Volk versus Topuria too, and they did not do that. So, my bet is I think they're going to give him Dustin. We'll see. All right, guys. That's a video that exists on this YouTube channel now. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe below. Like, actually leave a like. Like, if you've gone this far and you didn't leave a like, and you're like, oh, I'm not logged in, I don't want to. No, like, log in and leave a like, because if you like this stuff and you're not leaving a like, then you're hurting my feelings and my channel, and bye.